integral person theory, we are composed of three basic levels of existence as a human being. Physiology, I exist in this human form. My physiology, my neurological system, my brain, not the thoughts, that's something different. The physiology, the neurons, the synapses, the drugs that my neurological system create as a response to where it is or believing that I'm in fear or pleasure or whatever it may be. Physiology. Cognitive, we got a thought process. I have a dialogue in my mind and there's a way that I think, and I have different networks in the synapses. You've got default mode network up to the left, which is your creative mind. You've got central executive network up to the right. You've got the salient network that determines which one you're going to. So we have these thought constructs. Then we have this thing called emotions, and every human being has it. And there's something happened in our society, and I don't know when it was because I wasn't there when the change happened. But as I read things about antiquity or old things, even as far back as Lincoln's words, there was an acceptance. When you listen, I would encourage anyone to listen to any biography on any of the great people in the history of this country before we had the ability to send text messages and instant communication. I recall Lincoln sent a letter to Grant when Grant was taking over City Point down in Hopewell. I remember it from Doris Kearns Goodwin's book, Lincoln, A Team of Rivals. And it was something like this, and this is not perfect. Dear General Grant, I write this letter not as your president, but as your friend. My son, Robert, now in his 22nd year, just recently graduated from West Point and wishes to see something of the war before its end. May I, with Mary and I covering his cost and not the American people, entrust him to your military family, such that no one of greater importance or experience is unable to take. Then he goes into just don't give him something that someone else deserves more, or that's going to get people hurt by putting someone in the position that doesn't know what they're doing. That's essentially what he says. But what was very interesting when you listen to this, when you watch or read anything from when you read these people who had to throw a letter into a freaking envelope, into a leather satchel on a back of a horse, and you could not retract it, and they wouldn't get it for several weeks, and you wouldn't get a response until several weeks after that. You could almost see the humanity in the writing, taking account to actually place the reader in an emotional state that they are in a place that they could receive the words that are written.